We think this is going to fly tonight. By the way, it's a free phone number that you need to call right now, 0800 840 1088. And the call centre open until 10:30 tonight. And we have got very, very experienced cruise agents to help you. Decided to give you more advice. But this is an amazing start to the show. Cruise Maritime. 389 for a July sailing. And this is going to be on board their latest addition to their fleet, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. Joining this year the fleet for Cruise Maritime, the Magellan. This is an adult-friendly cruise ship, so it's a great opportunity if you've already kind of had all your kids that have flown the nest and you just want to cruise with like-minded fellow passengers who are around the same age. This is a good opportunity for you. It's a British-style cruise company, and again, that means everything on board will be in the UK sterling, great British-style entertainment. Great open deck parties, they get great guest lecturers on board, lots of open deck space for you to enjoy the sun, and again it's all about those speakers, all about those enrichment opportunities that they have on board. If you're a big fan of the other Ideal World channel course which focuses on jewellery, then this is a great cruise for you as well, because they have dedicated people on board that do jewellery making and do painting and various other dedicated crafting sessions. But this is all about the opportunity to get on board their latest ship. And it's the perfect chance for somebody to not necessarily go on a ship that's all about ice skating and bumper cars, but taking cruising back to the basics. Good music, good food, good company, and being out in the open sea, getting that fresh sea air into your lungs.
And you know, this has got to be all about the price tonight as well.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the brochure price was £690 more than this, so it's actually better than half price tonight. And the great thing is, we're selling out the UK as well, so your holiday begins straight away.
Yeah, the London port of Tilbury, and then you've got a chance to go straight over to the world of tulips and wooden shoes and Heineken beer and Anne Frank, and of course floating opportunities to go down those wonderful canals. It's Amsterdam. I love this place. I've visited many, many times. It's got more canals than Venice, connecting over 90 different islands, 1,280 bridges, many of them illuminated by fairy lights at night. It's a great chance for you to head out to the tulips and the windmills.
I would say July must be lovely though, isn't it?
It's really beautiful, Sean, and I'd say hire a bike from Matt Bike, cycle around. It's very flat, very easy to do so. Join the locals, go on a canal cruise, soak up the views, go to see one of the oldest flower markets in Europe, the Albert Kayak market, which is one of the biggest markets in Europe, and a great opportunity to soak up the history and also some great artwork as well. But it's all about the parks. Go out to Vondel Park and Ooster Park and more. Okay, let's move on. Next port of call is Hamburg. This is the gateway to Berlin, yes, but it's also so much more. You get an overnight on here, so a real chance to enjoy this place in real style. And again, would you believe it? There's over 2,100 bridges. There's more bridges in Hamburg than Venice and Amsterdam combined. And it's a beautiful city. People don't realise this, but there's so much to see and do. It's one of the biggest ports in the world. The Beatles, of course, started their history here. They started their career here back in the 1960s. You've got the historical Warehurst district. You've seen photos of that. And, of course, the Baroque Church of St Michael's, which you saw just here, is one of the landmark pieces of architecture. But you also get a chance to head out into Berlin, go and see the Brandenburg Gate, and hear about the history of the Berlin Wall.
That's stunning, though.
It's really stunning. It's a great place, great for shopping. Well, the Reeperbahn and all the bars there, great nightlife. Okay, then you're going to cruise through the Kiel Canal. This runs for 61 miles. It links the North Sea with the Baltic. Took 9,000 workers 8 years to build. Officially opened in 1895. You're cruising through people's back gardens. It's really good fun. They'll be waving to you. It's really friendly. Then you arrive in Helsingborg. And this is an opportunity for you to go to a really rare port of call. It's all about the fresh sea air here. It sits on Öresund, which is a narrow strait separating Sweden and Denmark, full of great architecture that you always find around the Baltic Peninsula. And opposite, you've got the Danish town of Helsingør, which is the setting for Shakespeare's Hamlet. So if you like the bit of the bard, you want a bit of to be or not to be, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. All of that you can do here and more.
Very good.
Okay, thank you very much. I trained, darling. Okay, then we're going through to your next port of call, which is Copenhagen. And you get another overnight here, Sean. That's what's great. 2 overnights in this 8-night cruise for $389. Copenhagen, the Venice of the North, a sea of spires and fairy tale architecture, the place where you can stroll along Hans Christian Andersen's 17th century waterfront district known as Nyhavn, where I got my first tattoo. Go and see the Little Mermaid. Go into Tivoli Gardens, one of the world's oldest amusement arcades with thousands of flowers and street performers. You can go to different palaces like Amalienborg Palace. It's an incredible chance, and try some of the local smørrebrød, the open-faced sandwiches. Beautiful. Then your final port of call, Aalborg, which is a Danish medieval town bursting with Viking burial grounds and stunning sea views, and the legendary Jutland coast, and then a relaxing day at sea before you get back home. It's a great itinerary, Sean. It really, really is.
For those of you that, you know, maybe are not always looking for beach cruises and things like that, there's so much interest in that, isn't there?
Really,
yeah,
each port is, you know, deserves almost 2 or 3 days stay. And the great thing is you have got 2 overnights, so you really can explore more in more detail.
And just an amazing price tonight. You are saving £690 off the brochure price. It's better than the half price, as I mentioned, and it's the maiden season of their new adults-only ship. So you're going to be amongst one of the first to sail on her. Now, very important, the single special is starting at just $719. A lot of people were shocked last week when I mentioned Keith is no longer single. But for those of you that start, $719 is the single special price. And that is actually based on an outside cabin as well. Now, one thing I'm going to say is we know from Planet Cruise we have very limited availability on the lead date, the 10th of July. So let me just give you the pricing and the dates here. Honestly, we have very, very little availability left on the 10th of July. This is not one of those that you should wait and think, oh, I'll ring next week. I would do it tonight or tomorrow if you possibly can, because that inside price is amazing at $389. The outside is really good at $499, but we do have that single special at $719 as well, but very limited availability on the 10th of July there as well. And also we have the date on the 1st of October.
Just to put that into perspective, I've just had 2 nights in Oxford, okay? I paid more for my 2 nights in Oxford than that cruise is. And that didn't include any food. That didn't include any you know, all the wonderful entertainment you're going to get on board as well. And waking up
I mean, it's amazing.